Hello, my name is Robbie Ferry from Girl Bike Club. And in today's video, we're going to be speaking about how to turn your standard dumb trainer into a smart one. So what is the difference between a dumb trainer and a smart trainer? Well, actually it's very simple. So a smart trainer is able to transmit data and has better connectivity. So because of that, you can use applications like Zwift, like Peloton, which requires your data for it to work. On a dumb trainer, you don't have that connectivity, so you're not able to do that. So which is better? So typically, most people would say the smart trainer is better. Yes, you get many more features like auto resistance, it's easier to structure your training, you even get access to all these amazing applications, but that does come at a much higher cost. A turbo trainer like this is going to cost you about $600, then for an application like Zwift is another $20 per month. When a trainer like this one, which is very basic and very simple, is probably about $100 to buy and doesn't require any subscriptions at all. A lot of people ask though, is there a way of taking a basic train like this and making it smart? Well, yes, there is. There's a few ways to do it. We're going to talk about one method today. The easiest way of doing this is to invest in something called a speed sensor. So a speed sensor is going to transmit data from your bike and this turbo trainer to an application. So you can use applications just like Zwift. A speed sensor is very cheap. They come in around $20, and what they do is they measure how quickly the rear wheel is going and estimate it into a power figure, which is going to go into Zwift. So today, we're going to show you how to set that speed sensor up and get you on Zwift on a basic turbo trainer, just like this one. So you're going to need a few things to make this setup work. Firstly, a bike. I'm going to be using one of my old mountain bikes. You're going to need a turbo trainer. And also, you're going to need a speed sensor. This is what is basically required to get onto Zwift. There is many other things you can add on top of this to make the experience better, such as power meter pedals, such as a cadence sensor, and a heart rate monitor. So the first thing you're going to need to do is get your bike into the turbo trainer itself. So ensure you're using the correct through axle or quick release skewer. And when you put it in, make sure it is nice and tight. And then we're going to talk about how we're going to get the sensor in. So now it's time to get the speed sensor on. So here we're using a MoveFit one. It comes as a little plastic box. You also get a little rubber rounded plate, and then on top of that, you get some rubber rings which fasten it to the bike. First thing to mention before you do anything, you need to undo the battery and remove the plastic cover so the connection can be made and it will turn on. Then the small backing plate here just needs to slot onto the back like so, and then it goes on the rear hub of your bike. It can be quite fiddly to do, but take your time, make sure you don't bend any spokes in the process, and be careful because obviously you're going to be near the cassette of your bike, so you do want to make sure that you do not get your fingers cut on anything sharp there. If you've got someone else in your household, it might be handy to have them, as they will be able just to make it a bit easier for you. But when you're done, it will look a little bit like this. So now the speed sensor's on, you've got to think about if you're going to add anything else to the bike. You could be adding a cadence sensor, which is going to go on the side of your crank arm. You could be using power meter pedals, which you'll have to take your original pedals out and put some power meter pedals in. Or you could be wearing a heart rate monitor. So if you've got any of these, you're going to want to put them on now before we make the connection to the tablet or laptop. So now it's time to start connecting the sensors to a smart device. So you might want to use a laptop, you might want to use your phone, or you might want to use a tablet. I typically find the best experience comes from a tablet. So now we're going to start linking it all together. As I mentioned before, we're going to be using Zwift today. So we're going to load up Zwift on our tablet. And the first thing you're going to need to do, if you haven't done it already, is create an account. Once created, you click on the account and automatically Zwift will load up and bring up the connection screen. You will get the choice between power source or speed sensor. So I am going to pick speed sensor. It hasn't come up on the list yet. So why is that? It's because I haven't used the bike and I've left it too long. So we need to wake the bike up by just moving the sensor like so. And on the screen, up comes the device. Then it's going to ask you for your turbo trainer. So you're going to go down to what turbo trainer you're using. I'm using a Jetbrack Flow fluid. And as you can see, connected. I'm also wearing a heart rate monitor as well, which is connected. And then you're going to go, let's go. It's going to bring you to the main screen where you're just going to pick a workout, or if you want to, just literally ride and it'll load you into a map itself. So once everything's connected, you want to give it a quick test. So jump on the bike, start riding, and what you're looking for is the power figure to go up and stay up. So obviously the harder you ride, the higher that figure's going to be. So give that a test. So stand up, give it a little bit of a sprint in a high gear, and providing that number goes up, then your speed sensor is working correctly. Also check your other sensors. So your cadence, you're going to want to speed the legs up, and the cadence, the RPM should go up. And your heart rate monitor, if you put in a little bit more effort, your heart rate should rise. Providing they're all okay, you are good to go on your new smart turbo trainer. We appreciate it can be quite difficult to know where to go to get all the right correct gear. So the top comment below on this video, you will find a link to our website, and you're going to have all your links there, so you can get your speed sensors, your cadence sensors, or even look for a new turbo if desired. Thank you very much for watching today, and catch up very soon.